Join me today for a real treat. We'll explore an ancient Pueblo structure positioned on the edge of a deep canyon somewhere in Arizona. This is an amazing sight to see, and I'm glad I'll be sharing this with you today. Stay tuned to find out how I got here. I knew the forecast called for rain, but I didn't expect my drive to be covered in snow. A little more challenging than I expected. After about 12 miles of driving on this snowy dirt road, with amazing views over the canyon, the road reaches a dead end, and from here we take it on foot. Good morning, Jay in LA, here in central Arizona again, and it's March, but boy, we've had some very untypical weather. It got snow yesterday, as you can see. I was at this location a month ago, and it was beautiful weather. You would have never guessed there was snow here in a million years. I'm usually not one for hiking in snow, as I prefer the warmer weather, but today we're trying to find some Indian ruins that may be the most difficult ones to find I've ever tried so far. And even though the snow is a bit challenging, I don't think I'm gonna let it stop me. The ruins we're searching for today will consist of a 2 to 3 story Pueblo structure that's quite extensive, and a whole series of cave-8s around that, which are like caves, but they're caves that were dug out by humans, so sort of man-made caves. But it should be amazing, as I can find very little documentation on this place, and I'm not even sure if I'll be able to find it, so wish me luck. This location is so remote and secretive that Google has even removed it from Google Maps to keep it hidden from all prying eyes. You can see the rubble of the fallen stones here on the hillside, but above it by the cliff band, the structure's been completely removed, and it's just cliffside and mountain. What's up, cow? Shh. You're okay, buddy. You're okay. Hey, little fella. The hike starts off on forest roads, barely discernible, covered in snow as they are. And it seems that I am the only one out here for miles, which might be true. The ruins we're searching for today are between 800 and 1200 years old and are in tremendously good condition considering their age. They're very far off the beaten track and difficult to get to, which is probably why they're in such good condition, and definitely why I'm not telling anyone where I'm going. After hiking for a bit, I seem to notice more and more animal tracks everywhere, and I realize that although it feels like I'm alone, there is life all around me. Well, I'm about 2.5 miles into my hike. It's been pretty flat overall, but steadily covered with snow. We're just under 6,000 feet here, and even though it's sunny and not cold at all, the snow's not wet. It's nice and crispy, easy to walk in. But if I ever thought I was going to find a trail, that hope is long gone. I've left the forest road I was on, and I'm just now walking through the forest, or the snowy forest. And I got a general direction of where I'm headed, but there's also a lot of trees. So I got to work around them, and the ground is covered with boulders covered in snow, so it's kind of slow going and getting a little more adventurous at this point. I had never planned this with snow involved, so we'll see how it goes. Step 1 of the hike complete. I found the canyon. Amazing. Well, I made it to the canyon. It's been a big flat walk and kind of a mystery going through all these trees if I'd even get here, but obviously I made it. Look at that thing. It's huge. It drops down really far to a river down there that you can't even see. And from here, I'm going to follow the cliff around all the way to that point where I'm going to drop down and go around the point. And that's when it will get real interesting. These cliffs are something else. Not the usual couple hundred feet, but more like 700 or 800 feet maybe. No way I'm getting near that edge. I've reached the point where it's time to start descending down the face. There should be a sort of trail, but in this snow I have no chance of finding it. So what I've done is come across some cow tracks in the snow, and I'm just going to follow those. As you can see right there. Cows usually have a pretty good sense of direction when they're going up and down a hill. They have sort of a natural tendency to find the least steepest way or the most navigable way, and often is good to let them lead so you can follow and try to catch up. Anyways, down we go. Well, I've reached the location here where the cliff meets the dirt that slopes down, down, down. And I think this is where I should be finding what I'm looking for, but it doesn't seem to be here. There is this little cave though, which is kind of interesting. It does look like it has some soot maybe on the top, but over here on this big rock, somebody's placed some bits of pottery. So maybe I'm not too terribly far off after all. So I'm still poking around and I found another cave. This one's a little more interesting. Not sure how much of that you can see. Goes back a little ways, and the ceiling's pretty darn black, so we can assume this has been inhabited. There's a low-lying area over here. And then over here, sort of a flat spot. Right there. Well, I'm feeling a little discouraged. I'm well past the spot it should be on my map, so I'm thinking I might not find these ruins, but I'm gonna look a little more around the next corner and keep my fingers crossed. Wait a minute. What's that? Oh my gosh, look at that. Found it. As you can see, the ground in front of the ruins are littered with stones that have not been able to withstand gravity's pull over the years. The structure was much bigger and more elaborate originally, and we can only guess how high it went up and how many people might have lived here. Wow. Unbelievable. Just amazing. That's a huge beam. It's the size of a telephone pole up there. And I don't know where it would have come from. Probably quite far away, since the trees around here are all pretty small and nothing quite that big. Also, look at the remaining wood up there. The structure was probably 3, 4, maybe even more stories taller than that. Oh, we've got a little bit of pottery stuff over here. So looks like this might be the rim, the very top lip right there of the pot. Which is kind of neat to see. Maybe the same with this one. Quite a few different types, including a piece of corn cob and some Coca-Cola glass. Guessing the ancients didn't really drink Coca-Cola, but here we got more intact wood. Amazing. Lots of soot. A bunch more ears of corn and some small paintings, it looks like. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a red image over here. Really faint. And over here there's squares with dots. I'm not sure what that indicates, but my goodness. You can see where the wood is all broken away here, and where this all used to be covered. You can see there's earth, looks like, with clay on top. The clay would have been mortar, much like what's holding all these rocks together here. Wow, can you believe that's still standing? Amazing. This doesn't look like it's gonna last forever, but boy, it sure has lasted for an awful long time. See the holes here where there were poles, wood poles, bringing a roof over to the cliffside over here. This is interesting. Check this out. We've got a piece of wood here, which is the header for our door, and sort of a lining where a door's been here and here, but it's been all filled in. I wonder if that has to do with somebody's family growing, or maybe somebody's family not getting along. There had been quite a lot of people living here. I see another one of those features as well. Right here you can see the wood on the top, and then the filled in spot. I'm sure there were beams here across with the building extending out here quite a bit. Let's see what we got. Oh, look at this. This is interesting. These three things are pieces of a matata where they would grind the corn. See how smooth and flat that is? That's not natural. Oh boy. Wow. Looks to be an animal bone, probably a cow, I guess. But look at this. This is wild. Look at all this intact roof structure. That is amazing. It's all been blackened by cook fires. And it looks like there's a hearth over here actually in this space. It's really dark in here. Not sure what you can see or not. But boy, a lot of soot in there. Also here we've got posts. I'm guessing these are probably placed here by well-meaning folks in the modern times, as these poles look machined. They're very round and very straight. So, yeah, I think they're probably not original, but look at all the pottery pieces here. It's been laid at their feet. I think this was used to start fires. This little bit of kindling. Another corn cob. And there's a piece with a little pattern on it. Wow, fascinating. And here just above the doorway is another space where there would have been a ladder most likely going up to the next level. You can see the line of holes dug in the wall here to hold beams, where there was another floor here that came out. You can see how black the ceiling is from cook fires. And these little cubby holes hidden back here. Maybe for storage, maybe for sleeping. I see a lot of soot in there, so maybe that was living quarters. Wow. This is just amazing. This may be the best preserved structure I've found out in the wild. It's got quite a lot of the wood still in place, as you can see. We've got the big beams here and the reeds, and between those it's going to have much smaller cross pieces, as you can see. But you can see the ash line right here where it's all sooty on the bottom from fires. Wow, amazing that this is still here after all these years. 800, 1,000, who knows? And look what we got here, corn cobs. So a whole mess of corn cobs. Look at this little tiny one. Wow. That's what they ate, lots and lots of corn, beans, and squash. I think those were the three big things that they like to work with. Over here we have some cave 8s. Pretty cool looking. Looks like they're connected. These were hand dug. So while they look like caves, they aren't actually caves. I wonder if that was the fire pit back there. Massive walls, large pieces of strong rock used, not very different than the sandstone stuff I've seen a lot in the Southwest, where if you step on it, it might break. It could be a little brittle, but these are really solid chunks. Wow. This one goes back a bit. Ash from a fire. So many fallen rocks. Makes you wonder what this place would have looked like originally. Wow. Original wood. Well, that's a surprise. Didn't plan on seeing an airplane that close today. Thanks for joining me today. This was an amazing discovery, and I'm so glad I could share it with you. Please join me on my next adventure for more Native American ruins and a look into a people we can never really know.